in my rapid recovery group, for example, part of the work they have to do every day is the mental side of it, the emotional side, where we're dealing with moods, self-talk, relationships, boundaries, forgiveness. I mean, people are working through sexual abuse and all this stuff while eating to heal. And what's amazing is when their moods become happy, their diseases just, boom, they get right on the same track as everybody else.
Now, how important is a positive attitude in fighting disease?
Your attitude is extremely important in fighting disease. I do something that I call rapid recovery. It's a program where I work with people every single day until they're better. They have a nice mother in their life. They didn't know they needed an extra mother. Every day, how did you sleep? What did you eat? How's your stress? How's your relationships? What's going on for you? And what I found doing rapid recovery is that the people who are otherwise happy, they've got great relationships, they love their work, they have passion, they have happiness, they just happen to be sick. We change their diet and their symptoms just are gone. I had someone in my rapid recovery group who had lupus, who was symptom-free in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Really?
And was able to do step down, but she lived at the beach, great marriage, happy, just changed her diet and gone, right? Then there's the other people who are depressed, who are anxious, who either had trauma before or got it from being sick, that don't prioritize their sleep, that, you know, all of these different things that are in abusive or unsupportive relationships. For them, it's this struggle where they'll feel better, they'll be eating well and they'll feel better, and then their husband yells at them, and then they, you know, their pain comes back, or they eat off plan because they were feeling emotional about it, or work stress. They don't take time for self-care, and they go right from work to doing homework with their kids to cleaning to bed, and there's no time for exercise, for relaxation. And those people struggle with the ups and downs, where it's like a stock ticker. They're getting better, but it's slower and more difficult, and they can feel better one day and worse the next day. And so in my rapid recovery group, for example, part of the work they have to do every day is the mental side of it, the emotional side, where we're dealing with moods, self-talk, relationships, boundaries, forgiveness. I mean, people are working through sexual abuse and all this stuff while eating to heal. And what's amazing is when their moods become happy, their diseases just, boom, they get right on the same track as everybody else. I had a guy who was in my group, 73 years old, with autoimmune thrombocytopenia. So he wasn't making platelets from autoimmune disease. Very dangerous, right? Because if you can't make platelets, you can't have blood clots. You could get very, very injured and you know, bleed out. And he'd been doing every medicine. He's in his 70s. He's been on medicines. He's tried all these things, never got better. And he did the group, and he was a very depressed, negative guy. And I remember in the first week, he wrote, when he was writing to me, that he doesn't really like all this kumbaya stuff, but since I signed up for it, I'll do it. And I said, you know what? You can't do any better than that. If you signed up for it, might as well just experience it, kumbaya and all. Because he just wanted to tell him what to eat and leave him alone.
Right.
So he did it. And actually in the second week, he had a breakthrough. I led them through a childhood meditation to look back on the messages they got growing up, and he realized a big breakthrough about how he was treated as a kid. And he was abandoned by his mother at an orphanage, never saw her again, all these things. And he decided, I guided him through the process, that he was going to take care of that little boy, that he's not abandoned, he's not alone, he's loved, and he's going to be taken care of. And it was so powerful for him that he started telling everyone else to do more kumbaya. He's like, you really got to do the meditation, you got to do your self-care, you got to do this. And by the end of the group, not only did his lab show that his platelets were normal, but he said it was the first time in his life he ever felt happy.
Wow.
And his biggest goal was, how do I help my friends who are also negative? I said, you only notice they're negative because you're not. But that's what a lot of people told me, is that the biggest breakthrough they have is not just that their pain's gone, but they learn how to feel happy. And so I always tell them, finding happiness now is going to make your life worth living even while you're sick. Because guess what? Today's all you have right now. Tomorrow's what you're working for, but today's what you got. So how do we make today good? And when you're happy, you heal faster. So it's a double benefit, and that's what I'm good at. I'm an expert at happy, and so that's what I work hard at helping people achieve. And it's profound. I mean, he told me after the group that he had decided if the group didn't work, he was going to commit suicide, and we didn't know that.
Wow.
And instead, he was planning his future, that after COVID, he was going to travel and do all these things, and he felt happy again. So anyone who's suicidal, I do recommend you actually work with a therapist directly. But it was quite a remarkable thing that he embraced the kumbaya. He allowed himself to work on his own happiness and the best nutrition you could have. And within 6 weeks, he was able to have normal tests and feel happy again.
That's a beautiful story. It really is. 73 years old, right?
73. Oh, I love that man.
That's
And we had
fantastic.
no idea. We loved taking care of him so much, and we had no idea how deeply depressed he was. But it's a beautiful thing, and that's what I see. I see recovery as an act of self-love. A lot of people think that, oh, if I have to drink green smoothies and I can't have, my grilled cheese sandwich anymore, then illness just took away something else. Now I don't even get to enjoy food. But I see it really as a profound journey of self-love, where you're giving your body what it needs, and you're taking care of yourself. You're hyper-nourishing your spirit as well as your cells through diet, so that you can come out healthier and happier and living in a much more conscious way than you ever did before.